Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, a city on edge after an ICE agent killed a woman. The food pyramid flip, plus Leo, Timothy, Ariana, and more on the road to the Oscars. Overnight. Tensions running high in Minneapolis after this incident captured on cell phone videos. 37-year-old Renee Good shot and killed by an ICE agent. Now members of the Trump administration calling it justified. State and local officials disputing the account from the feds. The investigation and the fallout this morning.
The White House clamps down on Venezuela's oil industry, releasing new images of the operations to seize 2 tankers, while outlining plans to control the country's oil indefinitely. The reaction this morning, and the new interview from the president overnight.
The White House doubling down on its push for Greenland, refusing to rule out using military force, while some prominent Republicans criticize the administration.
Folks, amateur hour is over.
Breaking overnight, the manhunt after a deadly mass shooting at a funeral in Utah. At least 2 people killed, others critically wounded. Now the search for the suspects on the loose.
Real estate game changer? The ban President Trump is proposing, and what it could mean for potential home buyers.
Dramatic twist in the case of Nick Reiner, accused of killing his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner. His defense attorney suddenly withdraws what he said about the case outside the court.
3 suspects in custody after police say they robbed NFL rookie Shedeur Sanders' home while the Cleveland Browns quarterback was making his pro football debut.
Food pyramid flip. The Trump administration's new dietary guidelines. What's in, what's out? Elizabeth Schultze and Dr. Tara Narula have your reality check.
I'll be seeing you very soon.
Not if I see you first.
66 days to go until the Oscars. Will we see Leo and the one battle after another cast take over Hollywood's biggest night? The new clues this morning, and who else could score a statue?
I mean, it's crazy.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Hope you're doing well this morning. We have a lot to get to, including Ginger watching that dangerous cross-country storm that's moving right now.
You can see her standing by for us, but we're going to begin with tensions flaring in Minneapolis after an ICE agent shot and killed 37-year-old mother of 3, Renee Good. Hundreds of people gathered last night to remember her. The shooting was caught on camera, and Alex Perez is on the scene there in Minneapolis with the latest on the killing that has put that city on edge. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Robin. You can see behind me here, neighbors have barricaded the block where the woman was killed. She was a U.S. citizen, and local officials insist she did not have to be killed.
Overnight, Minneapolis on edge. After an ICE agent shot and killed a woman, this morning the investigation underway. The horrific incident caught on cell phone videos. About 9:30 Wednesday morning, 37-year-old Renee Good in the driver's seat of this maroon SUV appearing to block the road. This disturbing video shows the vehicle reverse as an agent grabs a door. The SUV then appears to move forward. The agent near the front of the vehicle fires multiple rounds, including through the windshield. Moments later, the SUV crashes into a parked car.
It was horrible. I mean, she crashed her car into a parked car in front of me.
Can I go check a pulse? No!
A person identifying himself as a doctor heard asking if he can help was denied by ICE agents who said medics were on the way.
We have our own medics.
Where are they?
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who has deployed 2,000 federal officers to Minnesota, says the shooting was justified and argues the agent feared for his life.
She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle, and she attempted to run a law enforcement officer over. This appears as an attempt to kill or to cause bodily harm to agents, an act of domestic terrorism.
But state officials and the mayor of Minneapolis dispute the account from the feds and say the woman posed no threat.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is what I can tell you is the narrative that this was just done in self-defense is a garbage narrative.
Demonstrators taking to the streets after the shooting. Some confronting ICE agents throwing snowballs, agents responding with pepper spray and tear gas. That tense ordeal happening only about a mile from where a former Minneapolis police officer was convicted of murdering George Floyd in May of 2020, which ignited nationwide protests against police brutality. Many in this community now angry and demanding change.
Federal agents coming into our city, provoking our citizens, coming after people that mostly aren't even illegal immigrants. They're coming after U.S. citizens.
And overnight, a community mourning, thousands gathering at a memorial for Renee Good.
And Minneapolis public schools say they will cancel classes today and tomorrow out of an abundance of caution. This is now the third ICE-involved shooting since increased enforcement began. George?
Alex Perez, thanks. Now to the latest on Venezuela. The White House is outlining plans to control the sale of their oil indefinitely. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce is in Washington with the story. Good morning, Mary.
George, good morning. The Trump administration's plan to, quote, run Venezuela is now coming into focus, but the details remain sparse as the president now says U.S. oversight of the country could last for years, saying, quote, only time will tell. Overnight, President Trump saying in a new interview with the New York Times he expects the U.S. will be running Venezuela and extracting from its vast oil reserves for years. Trump insisting we will rebuild in a very profitable way, adding we're going to be using oil and we're going to be taking oil. We're getting oil prices down and we're going to be giving money to Venezuela, which they desperately need. His administration now planning to run Venezuela by controlling its oil. Overnight, the Coast Guard releasing new images of this dramatic operation to seize a tanker accused of transporting sanctioned Venezuelan oil. This video from Russian state TV shows the U.S. Coast Guard pursuing the Russian-flagged vessel in the North Atlantic after it evaded U.S. forces for weeks. U.S. helicopters also swooping in to seize a second sanctioned tanker in the Caribbean. Elite Coast Guard forces rappelling onto the deck. The Trump administration now outlining its plan to control the sale of Venezuela's oil indefinitely and use the money from those sales as the U.S. sees fit, insisting it will benefit the U.S. and the people of Venezuela.
They understand that the only way they can move oil and generate revenue and not have economic collapse is if they cooperate and work with the United States, and that's what we see are going to happen.
The Venezuelan state-run oil company confirms it's negotiating the sale of 30 to 50 million barrels to the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. will then open up Venezuela's oil market to American companies and others. But Trump acknowledging to the Times it will take years to revive the country's neglected oil sector, saying, quote, the oil will take a while. And it's unclear what legal authority the administration is using to commandeer Venezuela's natural resources.
This is an insane plan. They are talking about stealing the Venezuelan oil at gunpoint for a period of time undefined as leverage to micromanage the country.
Now, Trump also tells the Times that the interim government of loyalists to captured leader Nicolas Maduro is, quote, giving us everything we feel is necessary. And he made no commitments about when elections will be held in Venezuela. Robin.
No, he did not. All right, Mary, thanks to you. Now to the White House doubling down on its push to acquire Greenland, while several prominent Republicans are among the lawmakers denouncing the move. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is in Washington with more for us. Good morning, Rachel.
Robin, good morning to you. And it seems the more the president and his advisors dig in on this idea of seizing Greenland, the more we are seeing Republican lawmakers speak out against it. One even taking to the Senate floor to declare the idea absurd, saying he's tired of stupid.
This morning, several Republicans breaking from the Trump administration over their efforts to try to get Denmark to hand over Greenland.
That is absurd.
Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina taking to the Senate floor, railing against one of the president's top advisors, Stephen Miller, who said obviously Greenland should be part of the U.S.
Turning around and making insane comments about how it is our right to have territory owned by the Kingdom of Denmark. Folks, amateur hour is over.
Nebraska Republican Congressman Don Bacon telling reporters acquiring Greenland would be foolish.
There is no support for any kind of forceful takeover for Greenland or trying to buy them. They're our allies. They want to work with us.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying what President Trump actually wants to do is buy Greenland.
That's always been the president's intent from the very beginning.
But the White House is not ruling out utilizing the military to seize the Danish territory, saying in a statement, utilizing the U.S. military is always an option at the commander-in-chief's disposal. The vice president telling Fox News that Greenland is vital to U.S. national security.
We're going to make sure we defend America's interests, and I think the president's willing to go as far as he has to make sure he does that.
House Speaker Mike Johnson, a staunch ally of the president, saying using the military is not an option.
I don't even think that's a possibility. I don't think anybody's seriously considering that. And in the Congress, we're certainly not.
The White House argues the U.S. needs Greenland for national security, but the U.S. already has a military base and American service members stationed there. Greenland is a member of NATO through Denmark and is also bound by Article 5, meaning other NATO member countries would have to come to its defense if attacked.
And Secretary of State Marco Rubio did not explain how the United States would even go about purchasing a territory, but he says that he does plan to meet with officials from Greenland and Denmark at some point next week, George.
Rachel Scott, thanks. We have breaking news overnight. The urgent manhunt after a deadly shooting at a funeral in Utah. At least 2 people were killed. Suspects still on the loose. Eric Tursky here with the story. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning to you, George. That manhunt is now underway in Salt Lake City after 8 people were shot outside a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints meeting house where mourners were gathered for a funeral. During that memorial service, police said there was an altercation outside of the parking lot where the shots were fired. 2 people are dead, 6 injured, several of them critically hurt. Some of the victims just could not wait for an ambulance. They were rushed to the hospital in private cars. It seems there may have been more than one shooter here. Police said the suspects bolted. They were gone by the time officers arrived. Bystanders provided only a vague description of a vehicle. And with little to go on, police are now relying on the public for help. They're investigating whether this may have had something to do, Robin, with gangs.
Well, hopefully the public will be able to help with this.
Hope so.
All right, Aaron, thank you. Now to what could be a real estate game changer. President Trump proposing a ban on large investors buying single-family homes is an idea also put forward by Democrats last year. Our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, is here with those details. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Robin. President Trump writes in a post that he is taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying more single-family homes. He also called on Congress to codify it, and it all comes at a time when home affordability is way out of reach for many, with the median price of a home $409,000, $200, especially tough now for first-time home buyers. Big investors like Blackstone and Invitation Homes own a small share of the U.S. housing market, about 3%, but certain locations, especially in the Sun Belt like Atlanta, Charlotte, and Tampa, have much higher concentrations, which started growing after the subprime crisis. So the thinking here goes, if Congress did approve something, it could eventually mean more housing supply on the market, which could help drive prices lower. We still don't know exactly what the president's plan entails. He says he'll lay more out in the coming weeks. And there are other factors that drive up the cost of housing, like interest rates. The average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is currently 6.19%. 4 years ago, it was more like 3%, and a need to build more homes, George.
Okay, Rebecca, thanks very much. We're going to switch gears now, go to football. We are double teaming it with Sam and Lara today. And Lara, start us off with the college football playoffs.
I sure will. Thank you. Good morning to you and good morning. Lots of drama in tonight's game pitting Miami versus Mississippi. Miami came into the playoffs ranked 10th out of 12 teams, but it had no problem knocking off the 2-seed defending champion Ohio State in the quarterfinal. I'm sorry, honey. Miami has won 5 national championships in its storied history, but none since 2001. Ole Miss has just one recognized co-championship. Guys, that was back in 1960. They do so hope to win one this year under less than ideal circumstances. Remember their head coach Lane Kiffin infamously leaving to take the job at rival LSU just before the playoffs began. The school not allowing him to coach, going instead with an assistant who has now led the Rebels to 2 playoff wins so far. The winner of this game gets the survivor of tomorrow's other semifinal, Indiana or Oregon. The top-seeded, undefeated Indiana has Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza leading them in their quest for their first ever title. The Hoosiers dealing Oregon its only loss this season, so last October. So the Ducks have revenge on their minds. Guys, these are going to be great games, and you can watch the Miami Ole Miss game tonight and the Indiana-Miami game tomorrow on ESPN, 7:30 Eastern. It's going to be great.
They're both
football.
going to be good. You're right about that. So I'm used to seeing you there. And
I know.
What's a handoff if you pass the ball all the way around the desk? What is that called?
I know. It's nice to see you from this angle.
What you got, Sam?
I hate to interrupt the reunion, but let's keep going. All right. So I think we'd all agree that it's been a great couple of years for Travis Kelce, but let's be honest. It was a tough football season for him and for his Kansas City Chiefs. Missing the playoffs for the first time in 10 years and the team's first losing record since 2012. Now everyone's wondering, was this Travis Kelce's last football season? Here's what he had to say about potentially retirement and what's next on the latest episode of his brother Jason's New Heights podcast.
Yeah, just being a regular human for a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, and trying to figure out what I'm going to do next in terms of my future in football. I think, I've talked to a few people in the facility already, having the exit meetings and everything, and they know where I stand, at least right now.
If Kelce does retire, his legacy's secure. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion and one of the greatest tight ends in league history. Now, he will likely be a first ballot Hall of Famer when he's up for consideration. I learned this just a couple of weeks ago from Michael. You have to have been retired for about 5 years for that. As far as what he might do next, well, we all agree he would be a natural for football broadcasting. Reports saying he could easily command millions of dollars a year if he did that. And if he doesn't want to follow in his big brother Jason's footsteps anytime soon, he's got a lot to keep him busy. There's a wedding, kind of like a little bitty ceremony, a tiny little probably family only ceremony.
That's right.
That he has to kind of like put together.
Thank you, Sam. Coming up, one battle after another, one of the big casts leading the Actors Awards nominations and the new clues for the Oscars.
And new at 7:30, Will, you have an alert for parents?
That's right, Robin. Good morning. Nearly 75,000 car seats are being recalled by a popular brand. We have those details and more new at 7:30.
And the surprising twist in the Nick Reiner case, his lawyer suddenly withdrawing. Dan Abrams is standing by to break down what it means. Coming up, Idris Elba is here live in our studio. And our team is helping kick off Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend. We'll be there live as well, and we'll be right back.
Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon.
All right now, Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic. And the 16-time Grammy winner conjuring up some new magic, a new album on the way, and we have the details coming up with Lara and Pop News.
We are looking forward to that. First, we'll have some other headlines right now.
Yeah, good morning, George. We begin at 7:30 with a bridge collapse in West Virginia, sending 3 workers to the hospital. First responders racing to the rescue of people who fell into Wheeling Creek. Officials saying one worker was seriously injured, the other 2 suffering non-life-threatening injuries. The Washington Avenue Bridge was closed in December for replacement. Pay attention here if you have a car seat made by Evenflo, because nearly 75,000 of their car seats are being recalled. According to NHTSA documents, in rear-facing mode, the adjustable recline mechanism may shift out of proper position. This might increase the risk of injury. Evenflo will replace the seat free of charge. Pittsburgh will soon be the largest city in the country without a daily newspaper. The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette announcing it's going to stop printing the paper after 240 years in business. It's not even going digital. It's shutting down entirely. And the company that runs the newspaper says it's lost $350 million over the past 20 years. And harrowing video with a happy ending. 2 rescuers risking their own lives to get to a dog stuck on a cliff. There's the dog up there, and they had to go through water. Really difficult effort. They made their way through those waters to get there. Everyone involved, including the German Shepherd, who you see there safely on all 4 paws, was okay.
Wow, thank goodness for that. Thank you, Will. We're going to turn now to the murder case against Hollywood director Rob Reiner's son, as Nick Reiner's defense attorney pulled out of the case. Dan Abrams is going to be here to analyze the impact after this report from Trevor Ault in Los Angeles. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George. So in court yesterday, we were expecting Nick Reiner to potentially enter a plea on the charges he murdered his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner. But this was an abrupt turn, with his attorney stepping down from the case while still adamant he thinks Nick is not guilty.
This morning, a dramatic twist in the case against Nick Reiner, accused of brutally killing his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner.
How's Nick doing, Mr. Jackson?
His high-profile defense attorney, Alan Jackson, withdrawing from the case.
We feel that we have no choice at this juncture but to withdraw as counsel and ask to be relieved.
Without elaborating, Jackson said he had to withdraw because of circumstances outside of his or Nick Reiner's control, still saying emphatically,
pursuant to the law in California, Nick Reiner is not guilty of murder. Print that. Print that.
The New York Times reports the Reiner family hired Jackson to handle the case immediately after Nick's arrest, and Jackson's departure had nothing to do with his performance, possibly indicating the family is separating themselves from the defense financially. A spokesperson for the Reiner family tells ABC they have the utmost trust in the legal process and will not comment further on matters related to the legal proceedings. Charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, Nick Reiner was expected to enter a plea Wednesday. Shielded from cameras, he wore a brown jail jumpsuit and only spoke when agreeing to delay his arraignment again. He's now been assigned a team of public defenders.
And sources say friends of Nick Reiner told investigators his mental health had been deteriorating leading up to the murders. It's possible we see an insanity defense in this case. He is due back in court next month. Guys.
Okay, Trevor, thanks very much. It's been our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. My first thought when I saw this is it has to be something to do with money.
Yeah, I mean, look, typically if a defense lawyer steps out of a case, it's because of a conflict or there's a disagreement with the defendant or they can't get along. In this case, when you go from one of the highest paid attorneys in the country to a public defender, you have to believe that in the end this was about money.
And something that we heard in Trevor's piece that Jackson said, I want to get this correct. Pursuant to the law in California, Nick Reiner is not guilty of murder. Print that. Print that. He chose his words very carefully.
Very legalistic, right? And that does further support this idea that there's going to be some sort of mental defense here. Meaning he's not saying he didn't do it, right? He's saying he's not guilty of murder under the laws of California. Those are two different things. Remember, though, insanity defense is tough. And people like to throw, he's just going to declare the intent. You have to be able to show you didn't understand right from wrong, or you didn't understand the consequence of your actions, et cetera. So it's a tough defense when you pursue insanity.
But does this history of drug addiction problems in and out of institutions, that certainly bolsters the defense?
It bolsters the defense with regard to sentencing, potentially. It could help prove insanity. And maybe most importantly for right now, it could lead the DA to say, I'm not going to pursue the death penalty.
Which is a big question.
Which is a big question right now, and that could impact it.
All right, Dan, we always appreciate your insight. Thank you. Now to the arrests in the break-in at NFL rookie Shedeur Sanders' home. Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, is back with those details. Good morning again, Aaron.
And again to you, Robin. Rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders was making his Cleveland Browns debut this past November when thieves broke into his Ohio home. And this morning, 3 of them are under arrest. The Medina County Sheriff's Office in Ohio said 3 suspects seen in video posted online wore masks and gloves when they walk out of the tree line and break into Sanders' home. It was just before 7 p.m. Sunday, November 16th, while Sanders was on the field against the Ravens. Police said their suspects were inside for about 12 minutes, ransacking his bedside nightstands, closet, and also overturned the pillows on the bed. The thieves made off with about $200,000 worth of property. The son of sports legend Deion Sanders, just one of a number of pro athletes whose homes have been burglarized of late, including NFL quarterbacks Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, and just 3 weeks ago, New York Liberty star Sabrina Ionescu. Police identified the 3 burglars who broke into the home of Shedeur Sanders, along with a 4th who served as a getaway driver. 3 of the 4 are now in custody. The 4th is at large, George, and there's a warrant out for his arrest. Robin?
All right. Thank you, Aaron.
We're counting down to the Oscars, and Lara's here with some clues on how Hollywood's biggest night might go.
And it is the most wonderful time of the year in Hollywood as we get into award season. And earlier this week, the Critics' Choice Awards started to paint a picture of frontrunners. And now we'll get to see if any of those stars continue to pull away at the Actor Awards, formerly known as the SAG Awards.
It was one nomination after another.
Leonardo DiCaprio, one battle after another. Sean Penn.
Jason Finity, Tiana Taylor.
Benicio del Toro, one battle after another.
For the star-studded cast of One Battle After Another, as the nominations for this year's Actor Awards were announced.
I'll be seeing you very soon.
Not if I see you first. The movie's actors earning 7 nominations, including Outstanding Performance by a Cast, making it the most nominated film in the history of SAG.
Listen here, this ain't no house party.
But the competition is stiff. The film Sinners getting 5 nominations, including a nod from Michael B. Jordan, who played twin brothers Smoke and Stack.
You twins? Nah, we cousins.
Marty Supreme scoring 3 nominations, including Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role for Timothy Chalamet.
And it's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Who, by the way, just took home the Critics' Choice Award for that role.
I'm more nervous than I thought I'd be.
Other actors who have already been awarded this season getting more love, including Jacob Elordi, who transformed for Frankenstein, and Jessie Buckley, who played Agnes Shakespeare in Hamnet.
I couldn't be happier.
Meanwhile, in Oz, Ariana Grande getting a nomination for her portrayal of Glinda, the Good Witch.
Principal Miller and Gladys.
Facing off against the very bad witch, Aunt Gladys from Weapons, played by Amy Madigan, an early Oscars favorite after her win at the Critics' Choice Awards on Sunday.
I thought people would dig Gladys, but you love Gladys. I mean, it's crazy.
She's so fantastic. Scary, but fantastic. On the television side of things, comedy series The Studio, so funny, earning the most nominations, including Outstanding Performance by a Cast.
It is a great cast.
Isn't it?
Wonderful
It's
cast.
such a great show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But there is tough competition from shows like Hacks and past winners, Abbott Elementary, The Bear, and one of my favorites, Only Murders in the Building. The rebranded SAG Awards, now called the Actor Awards, will take place in March. But next up on the awards circuit is the Golden Globes, and that happens this Sunday. So we start to see this picture emerging. It gives you an idea of what to watch to, you know, stay up to speed there, Sammy.
Yeah, I got it. And I think George has it right. The reason they rebranded is the actors vote at the SAG Awards. So
I hope I'm right, because I was just making it up. Okay?
But that's nice to get validation from your family.
Sounds like Sam. You know he was.
No, I thought it was legit, George.
All right, sounded good.
Everybody check out. I do think that it will be a great show, and we will get an idea of what's really happening as the Oscars March continues.
Thank you very much. Now with our play of the day, and 2 dogs that are charming the internet with their backyard games.
Oh, this is a good one, Robin. I kind of like it over here, Lara. I don't know how you feel.
Get used to it.
I'm kind of enjoying this side. All right, so you know the question by now. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? Right. Well, can an old dog teach a new dog a newer trick?
Oh, boy.
All right, here we go. Check out Belle, I'm confused too, the Border Collie, and her younger brother Buzz, the Golden Retriever pup in their backyard in Skaneateles, New York. So going viral right now. Grace Dower sharing this memory of her dog as a puppy, trying to get a hang of tetherball. You know, it's not so easy. And his older sister Belle jumps in to show him the ropes. This is how it's done, like that. See? This is her favorite game. The owner, Grace, says Belle is so smart that she's perfect for teaching Buzz the rules. Do we actually have video of Buzz? Look! Go, Buzz! Go!
Buzz!
You can't reach yet!
Oh, there is no doubt the puppy-loving internet loves this dynamic duo. And by the way, Belle and Buzz, this is my favorite part, are named after the family's favorite Disney characters. Belle from Beauty and the Beast and Buzz, of course, from Buzz Lightyear. I actually think those are great.
I was actually thinking, I want to remember the name Buzz. It's such a cute name for a dog.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you love playing tetherball as a kid?
I loved it. We had it in our yard, and I just loved it on a tire with cement in it.
That's good living. That's good living. Coming up, we're going to look who's lacing up with Will Gans. It's Mickey and Minnie, runners at Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend, and we are there live.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. overnight. Tensions running high in Minneapolis after this incident captured on cell phone videos. 37-year-old Renee Good shot and killed by an ICE agent. Now, members of the Trump administration calling it justified. State and local officials dispute the account. The investigation and the fallout this morning.
former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords 15 years after she was shot in the head.
How are you doing? I'm getting better. I'm getting slowly, but I'm getting better.
With her husband, Senator Mark Kelly, on what their lives are like now, how she's turning the tragedy into action, and her message to others forced to start over.
Plus, Sir Idris Elba joins us live.
We made it, son.
To talk about season 2 of his action thriller series.
And get ready to go the distance. Thousands of runners from around the globe getting ready for the coolest race, channeling some of your favorite characters.
Say left, come on!
For Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend. Be quick like a bunny. We are live at the world's biggest theme park, as they say in the most magical place on earth.
Good morning, America!
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
That is the Horizon High School Choir from Winter Garden, Florida. They're helping Will, Gans, Mickey, and Minnie and the runners kick off Disney World Marathon Weekend this morning, and we're there live for the first time ever. We'll tell you all about it coming up.
We're looking forward to that. Plus, Dr. Narula is going to join us to explain the new dietary guidelines from the White House. He's going to tell you what that means for you and your family. First, look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with tensions flaring in Minneapolis after an ICE agent shot and killed a 37-year-old mother of 3. I want to go back to Alex Perez on the scene in Minneapolis. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning once again, George. You can see behind me here, neighbors have barricaded the block where 37-year-old Renee Good was killed. Now, there are some demonstrators here, but there's a larger group of protesters outside the federal building in Minneapolis. Those protesters, you can see some tense clashes there between demonstrators and a wall of officers in riot gear. Tear gas was deployed at one point. Now, back to that disturbing cell phone video of the shooting. It shows agents yelling commands and approaching a maroon SUV. That SUV first reverses slightly and then appears to move forward when an agent opens fire, striking and killing 37-year-old Renee Good. Now, there's a huge discrepancy between what federal officials say and what local officials are saying. Homeland Security Secretary Noem says the agents acted in self-defense, but after watching videos, the governor of Minnesota and mayor of Minneapolis say the victim was not a threat and was murdered. Now, Minneapolis public schools have canceled classes today and tomorrow out of an abundance of caution, they say. Robin?
All right, Alex, our thanks to you. All right, now new dietary guidelines announced by the Trump administration encouraging Americans to limit highly processed foods. Elizabeth Schulze breaks it down for us this morning. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Robin. These updated dietary guidelines are released once every 5 years by the federal government. We spoke with the Agriculture Secretary about how they aim to reinvent everything from what you eat at home to the food served at schools and hospitals.
The food pyramid flip. The Trump administration announcing new federal guidelines for what and how much Americans should eat.
This is a whole flipping of the narrative. It's a flipping of what we've known over the last couple of decades.
The new recommendations turning the old pyramid on its head, prioritizing protein, dairy, healthy fats, plus fruits and vegetables. Whole grains at the bottom.
My message is clear: eat real food.
And telling Americans to limit added sugars and highly processed foods like chips or cookies, as well as sweetened beverages like energy drinks, soda, and diet sodas because of their artificial sweeteners.
Our goal is to get Americans away from the highly processed packaged foods, which is the driver in the obesity epidemic that's facing our country right now.
The guidelines are part of Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s push to overhaul Americans' diets, now endorsing high in fat foods that people have been told for years to eat in limited quantities, and using olive oil, beef tallow, and butter in place of seed oils for cooking.
We are ending the war on saturated fats.
Nutrition experts warn saturated fats like butter, cheese, and red meat can lead to higher cholesterol and serious heart issues.
Are you worried Americans might start eating too much unhealthy fat because of this change?
Well, I think that the focus is on things like whole milk. The focus is on things like meat.
The new guidelines also say to limit alcohol intake, but for the first time in decades, the government is not giving a specific limit. Previously, it was 2 drinks or fewer per day for men, 1 drink or less for women. This morning, one nonprofit is criticizing those changes, calling them a big win for the alcohol industry. Guys.
All right, going to talk more about that. Thank you, Elizabeth. We're going to bring in ABC News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Tara Narula. What this all means. It was in 1992, was introduced as the food pyramid, and then it got changed to
My Plate.
My Plate. So just talk about the changes here.
I think there are a couple important things that have come out of this. I think, first of all, the recognition that nutrition is the foundation and benchmark for health. That is really important. Also, you heard them say to eat more real, whole food. And third, that food is medicine. We talk a lot about drug therapy, but food is medicine. It's helpful for chronic prevention and actually treatment of disease. In terms of the specific changes you heard in the piece, there was a little bit of a flip. So whole grains, which we used to talk about emphasizing more, are now de-emphasized. And really the emphasis is more on proteins and healthy fats and dairy and fruits and vegetables. For the first time, they really also emphasized avoiding ultra-processed foods, added sugars, additives, helping hydration in terms of water and unsweetened beverages. They also talked about gut health. And then they took a tailored approach in terms of how should I eat if I'm a child, an adolescent, a pregnant woman, a vegetarian. So they kind of broke it down based on groups. So a lot of information in there. I know a lot of this is confusing for people wondering how should they eat, and they keep hearing different things. So important for us to be talking about this.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the problems with ultra-processed foods, but how much of an impact would it be for someone who's trying to follow the diet here? Is it that it's specific?
I think George is a cardiologist, and I think a lot of medical doctors and groups will say there's a lot of really good stuff in here in terms of the avoidance of ultra-processed foods, in terms of the avoidance of added sugar, the importance of fruits and vegetables in the diet. I think you heard earlier in the piece as well, the concern comes around things like red meat and whole-fat dairy and using butter and beef tallow to cook. There are groups like the American Heart Association which are a little bit concerned about that. So while they say in this report that you should keep saturated fat levels to less than 10% of your calories, if you're eating a lot of butter and red meat, by virtue of that, you may end up going over that. And we know that saturated fat can be linked to cardiovascular disease. You also heard some criticism about the alcohol. So they talk about limiting alcohol, but they don't give specifics. We know how damaging alcohol can be. In terms of finances, food, healthy food, in some cases is not affordable for some individuals. It's hard to access. They don't really address that. But I will say this does form the basis for feeding programs like SNAP, school and military lunches. And so there may be real benefits in terms of rolling that on a broad basis. And as a parent of a New York City public schooler who has told me that mozzarella sticks have been her lunch entree, the main course.
Entree?
Yes. I would applaud any changes
I could see
in a healthier direction.
All right. Dr. Narula, thank you so much. Haven't heard that one. Coming up on our GMA morning menu, former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords and her husband, Senator Mark Kelly, reflecting on their lives 15 years after she was shot.
Also, the new details about Grammy winner Bruno Mars' first new album in almost a decade. That's in pop news.
Plus, Idris Elba is here, although he's looking a little stiff right now, but still looking good. We'll explain what that's all about, and he'll tell us about season 2 of his show, Hijack. And Larry and Sam, you're with Tori.
Always looks good, and so does Tori Johnson. She is here with more great deals and steals.
Wait to see what we've got for you, because it's the new year. We're getting you ready for everything you need. We've got from workout gear to cooking tools at the end. Tori's got it all.
We got it all. We're not showing.
Right back.
We're not showing. We'll show you coming
we'll be
up.
right back. We'll show you.
You can see it all.
We're back now with our GMA cover story. Former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, 15 years to the day since she was shot at an event in her district in Arizona. She and her husband, Senator Mark Kelly, sat down with Rebecca to reflect on that moment and their lives since. Good morning again, Rebecca.
Yeah, nice to see you again, Robin. And it was clearly a life-changing moment 15 years ago to the day, an event in Tucson that was supposed to bring people together. Instead, tragically, a gunman opened fire, killing 6 people and injuring 13, including Congresswoman Gabby Giffords.
It's been 15 years since a gunman opened fire at a meet and greet event outside Tucson, Arizona, killing 6 and injuring 13, including Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who was shot in the head.
How are you doing?
I'm getting better. I'm getting slowly, but I'm getting better.
After the attack, Giffords began intense rehabilitation, having to relearn how to walk and talk. She also developed a type of aphasia, a language disorder which affects her ability to turn thoughts into speech. But she's not letting that setback stop her.
I want to have fun, girls. I'm so busy, a lot of Zoom calls, work, yoga twice a week, French horn, Spanish lessons, biking, the gym, speech therapy, and I'm traveling a lot. On the road again.
Her work on the road directly linked to her organization Giffords, dedicated to preventing gun violence, passing over 800 gun safety laws since 2012.
Gabby and I meet a lot of people who have been shot. You know, Gabby went down to Uvalde right after that horrific shooting and met with those parents. A lot of these folks are injured and are going to suffer a lifetime of disability, but what, you know, Gabby always stresses to them is work hard, don't give up.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Keep going, and you can continue to improve.
Top action items on the Giffords agenda include
legislation,
background checks.
Would that have stopped a lot of these shootings?
It'll stop some of them.
Gabby's remarkable progress on full display in 2024 when she delivered a primetime address in front of the DNC.
Hello, fellow Americans!
It was one of the biggest speeches of your life. What was that moment like for you?
Perfect.
You nailed it.
Yes, a lot of practice.
How has your marriage evolved through all of this?
We're a team.
Well, we're more of a team now because when Gabby was shot, I was living in Houston, training for my last space shuttle mission, and Gabby was in Congress, and we didn't even live together until January 8th of 2011. From that day on, we've been, together.
Now, with 5 years of congressional service, Senator Kelly says they're evaluating their next steps.
You know, there is a lot of speculation right now about you, about the presidency.
Oh.
Is it something you've considered?
Well, it's not something I've made a decision, about.
But you've discussed?
Yeah.
What's your message, Gabby, to other people out there who have to start over?
Move ahead, do not look back. I hope others are inspired to keep moving forward, no matter what.
Keep moving forward. She's had to relearn everything from how to talk to how to tell time. And you heard her. She's got a schedule that's busier than a lot of ours. It really is a marvel. And whatever your politics are, it is remarkable resilience on display. Robin, I know you've had a number of opportunities to speak with her over the years. And it truly, just to sit there across from her and see that stamina and that perseverance is terrific.
It is something. I'm glad that you got to witness it as well. And they are. She is dynamic.
No question about it.
When you think about 15 years, I remember that day so vividly.
I remember that day very vividly. I was actually taking my daughters, they were little at the time, 8 and 5, to a play called Strawberry Shortcake, and we had to run out of there and start to cover this. And of course, to see how much progress she's made in those 15 years is really inspiring.
And progress she's made for others.
Yeah.
You can feel her optimism. It's just beautiful to witness.
And his support. His support. How about a lot of pop news there, Larry?
Yeah, speaking of optimism, let's get to it. Good morning, everybody. We're going to begin with a little 24-karat magic from Sam's favorite, Bruno Mars, in the way of new music. It has been 10 years since Bruno released his last album. Can we get a wide shot, please? I see some dance moves happening. Bruno's last album, 10 years ago. He earned 6 Grammys for it. Wow, I can only see your arm happening. It's not distracting at all. But guys, I think this will be worth the wait. His 4th solo album will be called The Romantic. It drops next month, but the first single comes out tomorrow, Sam. It's called Treasure. Even though it's been a decade since Bruno has released any solo hits, he has had a string of award-winning duets. Remember this one? 2024, Lady Gaga, Die With A Smile. That song became the fastest in Spotify history to reach 1 billion streams. And with good reason, it's so good. This one too, Apatow with Rose. Yes! Again, we need a shot. America needs to see what we're working with here. That came out in October 2024. That hit, just to The most globally streamed song of 2025 by Apple Music. Tomorrow we get a brand new Treasure from Bruno when the single begins streaming everywhere.
Music and Sam immediately goes to the club.
Well, it is.
He's in the club. He's in the club.
He's been there all morning. Yes. You know what, Sam? Bruno's not the only artist starting the new year with new music. How about some Luke Combs, everybody?
All right.
He just announced he has a new album on the way. The Way I Am is coming out March 20th, but you don't have to wait that long to get a taste. He just dropped the lead single. It's called Sleepless in a Hotel Room. Listen to this.
The morning light can't come too soon. Lying here not next to you. Wide awake, I dream of you. Sleepless in a hotel.
Wow, that's catchy. Combs says it's been a long process getting this one going, but he couldn't be prouder of the album. He also has another very special project on the way. He and his wife Nicole are expecting their third child this year. Congratulations, guys. So looking forward to your music. And then finally, a new twist on an 80s classic. Guys, remember Ed McMahon hosting Star Search?
Yeah.
It was a pioneer, really, of the genre of shows giving real people a shot at fame. And now that OG is getting a reboot. Netflix announcing their panel of judges for the show, starting with a man who fully appreciates what it means to get that big break. Country music superstar Jelly Roll will share his wisdom with contestants alongside Buffy the Vampire Slayer, among many other things. The Sarah Michelle Gellar, and model, Cook MacArthur, TV host, and just really fun person, Chrissy Teigen. In this version, viewers will also get to vote on performers.
Nice.
And guys, I don't know if you remember, but the original show helped launch the careers of Britney Spears and Dave Chappelle.
Wow. Dave Chappelle?
Yes, I did not remember that. It was Britney Spears, yeah. But Dave Chappelle as well. So the judges will join host Anthony Anderson on the new version of Star Search. That launches January 20th.
Oh, that's going to be Claire.
You got it.
Let's get it rolling. It's a new year. Tori's going to help you with this. Let's go.
Yeah, we got deals and steals. Let me first do a little temperature check.
How am I doing?
Here.
How am I doing? I might be a little sweaty.
Perfect.
98.6.
98.6.
Wow.
Perfect. Flawless. Okay, so it's important to empower yourself with health information all year long, not just during sixth season, but because it happens to be sixth season, I've got the one-touch thermometer, the no-touch, one click.
One push, yeah.
This is unbelievably easy. We've got, this one has 176,000 positive reviews. The blood pressure monitor.
That's so important. Everybody should have one of these.
Of course, at home, 55,000 positive reviews on that. It's also a one-button, easy operation, very clear readings. And we happen to have COVID and flu test. This is one that in 15 minutes.
Hard to find now, but COVID's still a thing.
Exactly, and plus the flu as well. So you're going to get a 3-in-1 test with these. So we've got a big variety of options to help empower you with more information about your health. Everything Slash and Half starts at $12.50.
Perfection.
Okay.
You should go through that list.
So speaking of more information about your health, typically a scale that just shows your weight doesn't give you a complete picture. This one is a smart scale from Runstar.
Well, that's a complete picture.
It's going to allow you to use it's using these electrodes in the hands and then your feet. So you would do this obviously barefoot.
Right.
And there are 8 electrodes that are taking measurements divided by your body parts. So it's looking specifically at upper and lower limbs, torso, and then allowing it to process for you body fat, muscle mass, water weight, bone mass.
All of that on this thing?
Yes, metabolic age, and it gives you all of that information synced in the app. You can have up to 24 profiles, so for a whole family or for an exercise group of people, this is a great one, and it's 50% off.
And it
plus
looks so
free
good in
shipping.
the bathroom.
So
That is
sleek.
gorgeous.
It looks
by the
really
way.
great. All right, I wish that I could get America into my flossing obsession, because it's one of those things that after you do it, you just feel good. So this is the electric flosser from Flouse. It's just one button and is literally operates as easily as an electric toothbrush, has that long handle so it gets back in the molars.
So easy to get back in there.
So easy, and then the heads pop on and off for easy replacement. This is one that truly pays off for your oral health. Invest in your teeth and gums with this, all 50% off.
Wait, your tongue is so happy when you go around your teeth after that?
Yeah, you just feel great.
Yep.
You feel great, and it's like mission accomplished. I floss.
I agree.
Okay, Bionic. We know and love Bionic's shoes. This is a new style that we're featuring. This slip-on, it's called the Hayward. And what I love about this is you get, first of all, how lightweight is it?
I can't believe how light that is.
Extremely lightweight. It's effortless movement. It's got that great arch support. It's got all of the benefits that Bionic's known for. feels good, super stability with these, all 50% off and free shipping, 5 different colors.
Arch support.
Yes, arch support. Okay, so these are pretty fabulous. This is Jetty, and we've got a big assortment of the walking sticks, often called Nordic walking. And what it does is it not only gives stability to your walk, but it adds resistance to every step.
Yeah, because these are a little weighted. That's great.
They've got about 1 pound of weight in them to help improve posture and balance. Then we also have right here from them their walking pack, and this has 7 pounds adjustable of evenly distributed weight, and this is one that's great for added strength training, strengthening bones, burning more calories. Super smart, all slash up to 61%.
It is the new year.
It is. And then we've got our favorite from Green Life, huge assortment of cookware. It's all their safe, healthy, non-stick cookware, great for cooking more healthy year-round. The colors are gorgeous, big variety of options. Price is insane, starting at starting at $26.
This is it's such a good-looking set in the kitchen as well. So, Tori, we partner with all these companies for these great products. You can get them at gmadeals.com. Just go right to the QR code. It takes you there. Idris Elba's in the studio.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
We have already started a great conversation with Idris Elba. Welcome him back to GMA.
It's good to be back. Good morning, America. Feels good.
I'm a little confused, though, at the start. Am I supposed to call you Sir Idris yet?
Wow.
Well, technically, no. I haven't had the ceremony, but, you know, if you want to call me Sir.
But you're going to be knighted by King Charles soon.
I think so, yes.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. That. It's you know, very, I don't know what to say. It's like a blessing. You know, my family and I were very excited for that honor. And, you know, I spent a lot of work doing work around youth empowerment, especially in the UK where there's a lot of youth violence. And, you know, about 6-7 years we've been working to try and, you know, give options, raise awareness. So it feels good to get it for that.
Let's talk about season 2 of Hijack. Last year you were up in the air. This year underground.
On the train. Planes, trains, what's next? Yeah, no, we're excited about the new season of Hijack. It was a crowd pleaser the first season. And it's kind of like, okay, how do you do it again? And here we are.
And we did find a way to do it again. Let's take a little bit of a look right here.
Going too fast, slow down. Slow down. Hey. Slow down! Hey, what the...
Oh, beautiful. We're in. Well, as George said, last year it was the plane. Now it's a train. How does your character always get into these types of situations?
What is it about?
I don't know, man. I do know one thing, that the snacks are better on the plane, okay, than the train. But it's actually a continuation, you know, no spoilers, but I think, you know, we took the character, what he went through, and then, you know, put it through the ringer, like what would happen next. And this is what happens next.
So good. Hey, congratulations, Madame Tussauds.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, very cool. I saw that you had a little bit of fun with your wax figure, just unveiled, by the way. And you tried to trick your mom?
Yeah. I was freaked out by it.
It's good. It's really good.
It unlocked my phone, first of all.
Did it?
It did.
Yeah. And then I called my mom and she was like, hello? And then she's looking at the thing, not me. And she's like, I can see you, what are you doing? And then I put it over. She was like, what's going on?
That is one of the most realistic I've ever seen.
Right.
You did a good job. Oh, look at your poor mom. Don't tease
She's
her.
confused. She was very confused.
And there's some family here with you today, I just saw.
My mother-in-law and my sister-in-law are here.
And your beautiful wife was here just, I think, about a week ago. I had so much fun hearing about her new line, which is fantastic.
Sable,
She gave us all a little sample.
She's downstairs in the dressing room. Hi, baby.
Hey, Sabrina's so great. But she was telling us about a little more fun that you had while you were at Madame Tussauds with Bond. She captured it on, it went crazy on the internet. She captured it on video.
She was like, come here, I want to show you something. I was like, oh, what are we doing? I'm doing my thing. And then next thing you know, she goes, stand there. And I was like, no, this is good.
Yes.
Yes.
So there you are in the lineup of all the pods.
Look at that.
I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, I just don't have the suit in that image, but yeah.
But you're your own man.
Yeah,
You're your own version.
I'll take it.
You know, Madame Tussauds is awesome, and I think that's a huge honor, but I don't really feel like you've been honored until we give you a GMA cutout. Oh, yeah. Now, we actually have one here in the studio. Where is it? Here it is.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Let's have a look.
Call your mom. Call your mom. See if it works.
I mean, a little more grays here, but you know.
No, you're actually taller. You're taller than the cutout. We didn't just when you look at all of this, do you remember the first time you thought, "Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make acting a career"?
I kind of do remember it. I was still at school. My drama teacher was, really encouraging of my talent. And I said, you know what, I could do it. I didn't think it would come to cutouts and Madame Tussauds, but no, I do remember the moment, yeah. Big up to the teachers, It was a teacher, Miss McPhee, that really gave me my
Isn't it how you can remember the names of the teachers that really implanted that? Well, the joy that you bring in every role that you have, it's something that has stayed with you through the years.
Yeah, thank you. I love it. I mean, we were saying before, what a time to be alive, and I feel very lucky to be an actor that, offers escapism, in stories, from what we're going through in the world.
We need it.
Yeah, we do. Thank you for coming in.
It's great to see you guys.
A lot of fun.
Season 2 of Hijack premieres January 14th on Apple TV.
Paging Dr. Joe Wilson. Paging Dr. Joe Wilson.
Needed in the emergency room.
Needed in the...
Stat. Camilla Luddington, everybody, from Grey's Anatomy is here as the 22nd season gets ready to return from hiatus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tonight, welcome.
Thank you.
Great to see you again.
Thank you.
We're going to get all into Grey's Anatomy, but you've been here before.
Yes.
You were with our wonderful Dr. Tara Narula talking about Hashimoto's syndrome. And how are you doing now?
It's a journey, is what I'm finding out. I got diagnosed in the spring and put on medication immediately. If anyone is feeling like completely exhausted all the time and their hair is sort of thinning or they feel like they can't lose weight, I definitely would recommend getting your thyroid tested. I thought I was in perimenopause.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is just perimenopause. Not at all. So it's a journey because you have to figure out your medication, and I'm not quite back to normal yet.
And is it an autoimmune disease?
It is, yes.
So you really need to take care of yourself and know how to do that.
100%. And also stress can give you a flare up. So now I'm a little bit more, I take a little bit better care of myself, to be honest, now that I have it.
Well, you're on kind of a stressful show.
Right. I mean,
the show doesn't help.
And your shoot schedule is tight too. I mean, you called last season. Wait, what did you call it? You said it was a clip. You ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But you said it was brutal.
It was. It was really brutal.
So we're coming back, and are we coming back tonight or tomorrow night?
We're coming back tonight.
Tonight.
And
what are people going to see?
It only gets worse. Is what I have to tease. I mean, here's the thing. Sometimes we ease you back in. That does not happen tonight. We throw you right back in. We rip off the Band-Aid. It is unrelentless. It's heartbreaking. Chris Carmack, shout out to Chris Carmack. He does an incredible performance. But something that I love that you'll see tonight is just the family that Joe has made at the hospital really rallies around this couple. And there's so much heart in it, but it's rough.
We're going to show everybody a clip.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Talk to us.
My BP's dropping. My O2 set's at 85.
Don't panic.
Deep, long breaths, okay?
Okay, there's decreased cardiac contractility. All right, Joe, we're gonna place the impeller. So we're gonna take you to the cath lab while you're still stable, okay?
Alert Luna's puppies, miss. Did her EF drop?
It's too low. She's gonna need the heart pump.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Winston's done this hundreds of times.
Right, I won't, but I could do it with my eyes closed, all right?
And I'll be right here waiting for you, okay? I love you.
Wow, look, you're getting emotional
I
watching it.
am, because I love my cat. Anthony Hill's so amazing in this episode too. It was difficult, very difficult to film.
The show does it so well. It's so realistic.
I'm gonna be here right here waiting for you. And I guess that's what we come to tonight. Is that?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm in. By the way, we should say happy birthday because it's
Thank you.
recently. So happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy
How did you celebrate?
My husband's very sweet, so I woke up and he made me beignets in the morning, which is my favorite breakfast.
That's not easy.
It's kind of an awesome
And
breakfast.
it's a great, and coffee, that's all I need at this age, right?
Yeah.
And then my kids opened presents with me, and then we went out for something romantic later, but it was
a perfect day.
Yeah, it was really sweet.
Yeah.
Listen, at this age, I just feel like I want chill birthdays, right?
Yep.
There's no like, I'm heading to the club.
No, you
Never.
You just wait. I'm in bed by 7. Give it a few years.
It's night. You're very young. You have a lot of birthdays. It's so great to see you looking great, and I can tell you're feeling great too.
Yes.
I think a lot of people want to see that.
Excited to see you. Very excited to see Grey's Anatomy, guys. It returns tonight. Thank you so much for coming in to tease it for us. It's a big one tonight.
It is.
It's at 10 p.m. on ABC. It streams the very next day on Hulu. Don't miss it. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Coming up on GMA, we are live in Walt Disney World to kick off Marathon Weekend. Will Gans is there, getting ready. Looking, Will, get it.
Get it, Will, go.
We've got Mickey, we've got Minnie, all the runners. Stay with us on Good Morning America.
Folks at home, if you only knew during the commercial break what these two. We're back now with the Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend. Tens of thousands of runners gathering to run throughout the parks. 4 runs in 4 days, and GMA is live in Orlando for the whole weekend, kicking it off at the finish line after this morning's 5K. Will Gans is there for us. You're having a good time, aren't you, Will? Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Robin. It should surprise absolutely no one that already Disney World is one of my favorite places on the planet. The fireworks, the food, spontaneous dance parties. And this weekend, all of that magic is leveling up thanks to the endorphins that you get from racing, thanks to the Horizon High School Chorus who's joining us here this morning, thanks to Mickey and Minnie, and an incredible group of athletes that are doing something called the Dopey Challenge. Take a look.
We're doing the Dopey Challenge!
The Dopey Challenge. Runners participating in all 4 races across Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend. That's the 5K plus a 10K plus a half marathon plus the full marathon in 4 consecutive days. And if you're trying to do the math, that's 48.6 miles. And they let me crash the pre-race party for a quick warm-up. Meet Parker and Lee, this mom and daughter duo from Mobile, Alabama, keeping each other motivated to stay healthy.
I have lost over 100 pounds, and so in doing that, that's what made me want to start exercising after I had lost the weight.
I always viewed running as a punishment growing up and stuff because I played sports, and I was like, well, why would I want to go out and willingly run? And then whenever I found out about Run Disney and all their fun events, I was like, well, I'd rather run at Disney.
Former Air Force nurse Heather Cohen is about to embark on her 5th Dopey Challenge.
I have an incomplete spinal cord injury that actually happened 2 weeks after my first Dopey while I was still on active duty. The VA introduced me to wheelchair racing, and then I met, we call it the Roll Disney community.
And Mauricio Bermudez. He's running with nonprofit Blood Cancer United in honor of his dad.
To me, there's 2 ways to approach this, right? You suffer the loss, and internally it takes a little bit of a toll on your emotional state. I wanted to take that and take that grief and turn it into action.
We popped over to ESPN's Wide World of Sports for the Run Disney Health and Fitness Expo to pick up our bibs. All right, Team GMA reporting for duty. And to meet our fellow athletes.
What I love about Run Disney is anyone can participate in our races. It can be your first time ever stepping foot across a start line, or you're an ultramarathoner and you're doing this to run through the parks.
Our Dopey Challengers here to take a 48.6 mile victory lap, celebrating all they've overcome to be here, racing through mile after mile of Disney magic.
Oh yeah, as you can tell, it's safe to say that we are all feeling pretty good this morning. Now, y'all, thank you so much for being here. I want to talk to you first, Heather. Life has given you plenty of reasons. Forget running 48.6 miles. Life has given you plenty of reasons not to even make it to the starting line, and yet here you are. Talk to me about your why.
So I ran my first Dopey when I could still run, and I had to give up a lot when I got hurt, but this is one thing I didn't have to give up. But I really have to say it's the community, it's the people, the friends I've made that keep me coming back year after year.
Well, I am glad to be one of those new friends. You have been so much fun to hang out this weekend. And now I want to talk to you, Lee and Parker. First Dopey Challenge, and you're doing it together. What is it like sharing this experience with your mom?
So it's been a lot of fun so far. It's just something that we can do together. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
And I've lost my mom in 2016, and this would have been something great that I would have totally loved to do with her. And so it's just so great doing this with Parker. And I'm just
Amazing.
so glad she had the idea.
And the costumes are pretty
Yes.
fabulous as well.
Thanks.
And Mo, I gotta ask you, most people show up with the right shoes, the right costumes. You showed up with even more than that this race weekend.
We have a whole room of recovery. We have a cold plunge system. We have the boots. We have hydration. We have nutrition. You have to do it that way. Otherwise, you can't last for 4 days. So you gotta be prepared.
Well, I hope that's an open invite to everyone here to come use the cold plunge, BYOCP. Only one thing left to do before I send it back to New York, and that is to give you guys your first medal of your Dopey Challenge. Congratulations. Only 3 more races to go.
Yes.
And guys, we are gonna be here all weekend as well. The party is just getting started here at Walt Disney World, and I will send it back to you in the studio. Maybe we should do some stretches here.
I know the first of 4 races all weekend.
Wow.
Hey, Will, thank you. Give everybody our best. They are in it to win it.
Yeah.
Those costumes, spot on.
Really great. Remember when daytime television was a little over the top?
Wipe that smile off your face. You are not.
I couldn't do that show today. There's no way. Now, starting Wednesday night.
He finished the show with a broken nose.
That's great television.
Did this really happen?
In the 90s, we were addicted to talk shows.
This is Maury Povich, and I approve this promo.
Dirty Talk, when daytime talk shows ruled TV. Premieres Wednesday night on ABC.
You heard the woman. You can check out the first episode of
That's a great
Dirty
name.
Talk. When daytime talk shows rule TV. Next Wednesday, 9, 8 Central, right here on ABC. And on Monday, Maury Povich will be here live to tell us all about
Looking
it.
forward to that. Have a great day, everyone.
Maury Povich.
That was TV time.